You wake to dozens of messages congratulating you for saving a patient's life, but you've never stepped inside an operating room willingly. Your first thought is simple: wrong number. Someone accidentally created a group chat without noticing you don't belong there. Then your phone unlocks with your fingerprint, revealing medical textbooks, hospital schedules, and photos you swear you've never taken before. You scroll faster, searching for something familiar, until your bedroom door opens and your mother smiles with unmistakable pride. She asks whether your overnight surgery went well, then reminds you not to skip breakfast before returning to the hospital later. You wait for the punchline, it never arrives. Her expression stays warm, patient, and completely convinced she's speaking to her doctor's son. You quietly ask what hospital she's talking about, expecting concern. Instead, she laughs like you've repeated an old family joke again. Your father barely looks up from the newspaper. He simply says you've worked too hard lately and probably need more sleep. Neither of them hesitates. Neither exchanges confused glances. Their memories fit together perfectly, except they don't match yours at all. You rush upstairs, checking old family photos, hoping they'll prove you're right. At first, everything still looks exactly as remembered. Then one photograph catches your attention. Your graduation robe has quietly become a white medical coat instead of university colors. You blink repeatedly, convinced exhaustion is playing tricks, yet the picture never changes back no matter how long you stare. Your pulse quickens. Maybe you've forgotten something impossible. Maybe your own memories are the only ones that cannot be trusted anymore. Needing fresh air more than answers, you leave the house, believing strangers might return the world to something resembling normal. Halfway down your street, your childhood friend freezes, staring like they've seen someone who shouldn't still be alive after disappearing years ago. They whisper your name carefully, asking where you've been since the memorial service everyone attended 5 years earlier, including your own parents. You laugh nervously, reminding them you spoke together last month. Their confused silence feels heavier than any argument ever could. Before you can explain further, another passerby excitedly shakes your hand, thanking you for designing software used across thousands of schools. You've never written a single line of professional code, yet they describe projects, meetings, and awards with incredible detail and confidence. By lunchtime, you've collected 5 completely different lives, each remembered by someone who honestly believes they know the real you. None of the stories overlap: doctor, missing person, software inventor, mountain rescuer, best-selling novelist. Somehow every version feels equally convincing. The frightening part isn't disagreement, it's certainty. Every person remembers years of shared experiences that never happened inside your own memory. You decide memories can be wrong, but official records cannot. Documents don't imagine conversations or invent entire careers without leaving evidence behind. At the bank, the employee welcomes you by name before congratulating you on another successful year working at the regional hospital. You ask to review your account history, expecting mistakes. Instead, every paycheck comes from hospitals you've never even heard of before. Your savings reflect decades of medical work, complete with tax records, insurance payments, retirement contributions, and perfectly ordinary financial history. Walking outside feels strangely unreal, as though the city recognizes someone wearing your face while quietly rejecting the person inside your mind. You unlock your phone again, desperate for familiar memories, but another vacation photo shifts into doctors attending an international medical conference together. The change happens slowly enough that you actually watch your own past rewrite itself without anyone else noticing anything unusual around you. For the first time today, you stop asking who's wrong and begin wondering whether reality has quietly started choosing someone else to become you. You race home, convinced your bedroom is the last place untouched, because memories can change, but your own space should remain familiar. The moment you open your closet, neatly pressed hospital uniforms hang where your favorite jackets always used to be without question. You pull every drawer open, searching desperately for proof of your real life, yet each discovery pushes it farther away instead. Childhood trophies now celebrate science competitions you never entered, replacing achievements you can still remember winning with absolute clarity. Your old sketchbooks have vanished, replaced by notebooks filled with medical diagrams written in handwriting that is unmistakably yours. You recognize every letter, every signature, every small habit in the writing, but none of the memories attached to them. For a terrifying moment, you wonder whether someone else has been living inside your life while you remembered something entirely different. You grab your passport, hoping at least one official document escaped whatever is happening, but it lists years abroad studying medicine. Every stamp, every visa, every date creates a believable history that fits together perfectly, except you never lived any of it. The evidence isn't random. It's building one complete identity, carefully replacing yours piece by piece instead of all at once. You begin testing a simple idea. If different people remember different lives, maybe reality follows whichever memory becomes strongest. You visit the elderly woman who believes you rescued her during a devastating flood many years ago without hesitation. She shows you framed newspaper clippings praising your bravery, yet the headlines fade slightly while you continue reading them aloud. Hours later, you return after speaking with dozens of hospital staff, and those same newspaper clippings have disappeared without explanation. In their place hangs a certificate honoring your medical service, as though the rescue story never existed in the first place. A disturbing pattern begins emerging. Rare memories weaken, while the version shared by the most people quietly becomes more permanent. Reality isn't changing at random. It's leaning toward whichever version of you receives the greatest belief from everyone around you. That realization creates a question even more frightening than the mystery itself. What happens when only one version finally remains? You spend the evening searching online for anyone describing the same impossible experience, expecting conspiracy theories instead of genuine answers. Most results disappear before you finish reading them, replaced by ordinary medical articles connected somehow to your rewritten identity. Just before giving up, you notice one forgotten forum post containing a single sentence that refuses to change. It reads, "If you still remember your first life, meet me before everyone else forgets you completely." No address, no explanation, only a time and the name of an abandoned train station outside the city limits. Every instinct tells you not to go, yet staying home suddenly feels even more dangerous than chasing impossible answers. The station sits silent beneath fading daylight, untouched by crowds, as though the entire city quietly agreed to forget it existed. Someone waits alone on the empty platform, watching you with immediate recognition instead of polite uncertainty or confused curiosity. Before introducing themselves, they smile gently and mention your childhood nickname, one nobody has spoken aloud in years. Then they recall your first bicycle crash, your favorite teacher, and the promise you made beneath an old oak tree. Relief washes over you so completely that for one brief moment, the impossible finally feels survivable because someone remembers the real you. They step closer, lower their voice and whisper, "Don't let them choose," before their expression empties as though you've become a complete stranger again. You call their name repeatedly, hoping the recognition returns, but they simply apologize, insisting they've never seen your face before today. The only clue remains those 5 whispered words, repeating endlessly inside your mind, "Don't let them choose." You search every version of your rewritten life, looking for anything connecting doctors, inventors, artists, and missing people beyond your shared face. At first, nothing fits together. Every life follows different paths, different dreams, different relationships, and completely different futures. Then one detail refuses to stay hidden. Every timeline ends abruptly on the exact same date, October 17th. No retirement, no funeral, no accident. Every record simply stops, as though history suddenly lost interest in following your life. You compare newspapers, hospital files, school records, and public archives. Different stories, same ending, same forgotten date. That abandoned station appears repeatedly across every version, sometimes as a workplace, sometimes a meeting place, sometimes simply the final location recorded. You return there after sunset, carrying every unanswered question you've collected since waking up that impossible morning. Hidden beneath a broken timetable, you discover a small metal door that somehow feels familiar despite knowing you've never opened it before. Inside waits a room filled with photographs of you, each showing a completely different life, yet every smile somehow feels genuine. One wall contains hundreds of clocks, all frozen at exactly the same minute on October 17th, refusing to move another second. A weathered notebook rests beneath them, containing only one sentence written over and over in different handwriting. It says, "Every memory is true, only the worlds are different." The sentence feels impossible until every strange encounter from today suddenly begins fitting together with unsettling precision. Nobody invented false memories. Nobody confused you with someone else. Every person remembers a version of you that genuinely existed somewhere. Countless realities are collapsing together, and your life sits exactly where all of them intersect for reasons nobody understands. As those realities merge, stronger memories replace weaker ones, slowly deciding which version of you will remain after the collapse ends. That's why your photographs changed. That's why your documents rewrote themselves. Reality has been following the strongest surviving timeline. The person who recognized you wasn't special because they remembered. They simply remembered before their reality disappeared too. The final page of the notebook contains a question addressed directly to you, written in your own unmistakable handwriting. If every version of you deserves to exist, how can you choose only one without destroying the rest? The room begins changing around you. Photographs vanish, clocks crack, entire walls quietly fade as competing realities continue collapsing together. For the first time, you remember fragments of other lives that were never yours, yet somehow feel deeply personal. You remember performing surgery, flying aircraft, writing novels, losing children, saving strangers. Every memory feels equally real. Then you understand the cruelest part. The life you've defended all day is only one possibility among countless equally authentic versions. A calm voice breaks the silence, asking only one question. Which life should become the only reality left? Choose another life and you'll forget everyone who made you who you are. Choose yourself, and billions of real memories disappear forever. You close your eyes, unable to decide whose existence matters more, because every answer feels both merciful and unforgivable at once. Maybe there isn't a right choice. So tell us, which version would you save and why? Subscribe for more POV stories and share your next what-if idea below.